Say that again? I go pick up. All right. Sit. Up. All right, just sit.
Two to one, plus one. Check. 3 to 1, testing, testing. Shri Gajanan Swami ki jai. Sitaram. We invite you to come in, my dear friends. We had their seats available. Come and be seated. And of course, as we get prepared to begin this marriage ceremony, come and join us in witnessing this very auspicious Vivah Sanskar ceremony here today between Keegan, Kumar, and Alyssa. So we're just about to get started. We extend a very special welcome to Keegan, to his parents, and all the members of the Baratians who are here to join together with us in this most auspicious ceremony here today. So Keegan, before Alyssa would actually join us here at the Mandap area, you'll firstly perform invocation of the Devatas. We perform the Piriha Puja, and then of course, she would be able to join us. So you wash your hands first. Apa vitro pa vitro va sarvashtangato piva. Sip water. Sip the water now. Shri Keshavaye namaha. Shri Madhavaye namaha. One more time. Narayanaye namaha. Wash back your hands. Hasta prakshalanam samarpayami. Yachidrin pavitrin suryasya rasmibhiha. Take this rice. Take these flowers. All right, so we invite you, my dear friends, to join together with us. We join together with Keegan in praying for the blessings of the Devis and Devatas and for the success of this marriage ceremony here today. Hari Om Shri Ganeshaye Namaha. Shri Saraswatyaye Namaha. Shri Guru Charan Kamale Bhyo Namo Namaha. Om Gajananam Bhutaganadhisevitam Kapit Jambhu Phalacharu Bhakshanam Umasutam Shoka Vinashakarakam Namami Vighaneshwara Parapankhacham Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwaram Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Swasti na Indro Vridhasravaha Swasti na Pusha Vishwaverah Swasti nastaksho Radishtanemi Swasti no Brihaspati Radhatu Om Dhyo Shanti Antarikshagam Shanti Prithvi Shanti Rapah Shanti Aushadhai Shanti Vanaspati Shanti Vishwadeva Shanti Brahma Shanti Sarvagam Shanti Shanti Reva Shanti Shama Shanti Ridhi प्रेम से बोलिए श्री गजानन स्वामी की जय उमापति महादेव की जय. Keegan, offer on these two palm leaves in front of you where you offer the rice. So we'll ask both fathers to join us here on stage. Just offer it right here. Yeah. As we join together now in the Piriha Puja. Piriha Puja is simply the blessing of this seat upon which Keegan and Alyssa would sit to perform the marriage ceremony. So just stand at the side here, Keegan. All right, we'll ask the both fathers to offer on the 5 palm leaves, money on the 5 palm leaves together with the rice grains. Offer on the 5, on the leaf. Sadhu, just take this murri from the Dulaha's crown and give it to the Dulahin's mother that she would prepare. Sabita, yeah, come, take it off and pin it on Alyssa's crown when on her veil. She will, yeah, when we will, I'll tell you when though. Just pin it on her veil and so she'll be ready to join us. Right, so to bless the Piriha Keegan, we need to lift it, right? So we're going to have both fathers on one side and you on one side. We're going to lift it and touch it here by the fig tree. Is it heavy, Keegan? Right, good. 3 times back and forth. Mangalam Bhagavan Vishnu, Mangalam Gadudvaja, Mangalam Pundarikakshang, Mangalayitanu Hari. Turn the Piriha and let all, no, forward so that all the offerings would fall onto the bidi. Right. Fix it at a comfortable distance. Watch your shawl. Right. What fell onto the ground, just put it on the bidi. Right, Manny, hold his hand and invite him to take his seat. Make sure you're comfortable, that's right. So Keegan, you're going to light this diya here. Om Lakshmi Karotu Kalyanam Arogyam Sukha Sampada. Mama Shatru Vinashaya. Do you need a lighter? I know the matches. Some of the match don't work good at all. So in all that we do, before we embark upon any new venture, we secure the blessings of God first and pray for the success of that particular venture. And today, Keegan, you are about to embark upon one of the most important stages of life, that is the stage of marriage. And so we pray, we join together with you today in praying for the blessings of Lord Ganesh, that as you and Alyssa would embark upon this journey of life together, this stage of marriage, that you will both be blessed with success and the fulfillment of all goals and desires. Hari Om Sumukascha Ekadantascha Kapilo Gajakarnakam Lambodarascha Vighato Vighananasho Vinayakam Om Sarvamangala Mangalye Shive Sarvat Sadhike Sharanye Trayambike Gauri Narayani Namastute Nagendra Haraya Trilochanaya Bhashmangaragaya Maheshwaraya Nityaya Shudhaya Digambaraya Tashmai Nakaraya Namah Shivaya Om Agni Mile Purohitam Yagyasva Deva Mritvacham Hotaram Ratnadhatmam Boliye Shri Gajanan Swami Ki Jai Umapati Mahadev Ki Jai. Offer the flowers on the other palm leaves now in front of you. Shri Govindaye Namo Namah Shri Paramatmane Bhyo Namo Namah. Right, offer the last one at the fig root. You still have the matches with you there, Keegan? We need to light this diya here now. Do you have a people on this side for the Dulahin to sit down? when she comes, she needs to sit on the side first. You want to light it here and then light here? Om Lakshmi Karotu Kalyanam Arogyam Sukha Sampada Mama Shatru Vinashaya Deepa Jyotir Namastute. Put it one side. We're going to perform Arati over the Bedi. Om Sajang Chavatshitam Yuktam Vahina Yojitam Mayam Deepam Grahana Devasya Trailokyam Timirapaham Yani Kani Chapapani Janmantra Kritani Sham Tani Tani Vinashyanti Pradakshina Prade Pradem प्रेम से बोलिए श्री गजानन स्वामी की जय, श्री महालक्ष्मी माता की जय. Bow to the Bedi. All right, so we all set to receive now the Dulahin at the Mandap area here. So we'll ask the Dulahin's mother to go and escort her. Don't forget to pin the Murray to her veil as you bring her out, right? And so in a short while, the Dulahin will be joining us, and we'll have a couple selections from the DJ as we are awaiting her arrival. I think that's the Dulahin's entrance music. We invite you all to stand as we welcome her to the Mandap area here.
मीठी गुड़
Special welcome, Alyssa. And can you take your seats, my dear friends? So now that we have both Dulaha and Dulahin here at the Mandap area, we're going to go straight into the Kanya dance ceremony. For this, we need Alyssa's parents to come and join us here. Alyssa, you can take your seat. So too, you can Keegan. Now in the Kanya dance ceremony, the parents of the bride, so both parents would come forward, Sabita and Mani, to join us here. Just pin them with this Granti Bandhan. And before they actually give the Kanyadan ceremony, that Granti Bandhan that would have been given to them on the day of their marriage is now reattached as they are prepared to give their daughter in marriage today. Just come and stand on the side here, Sabita, next to that. The mother come in front. Make some space. Right, so Alyssa, there's a mango leaf by your foot. Allow them to see your feet. Sabita, there's alpha water here. Touch it to your forehead 3 times. Mani, just touch your hands. Om Ganga Saraswati Deva Payoshini Nadmada Chalai Snapito Simaya Devam Tatha Shanti Kurushume. Wash your hands, both of you. Mani, wash your hands as well. Ushnurakang Nidmalang Cha Sarvasavaganda Sanyuktam Pada Prakshalanarthayam Dattang Te Priti Grihitam. Place this flower on her head. Malyadeni Sugandhini, Malyadeni Nivai Prabhu, and perform her arati. Om Sajang Chavatshitam Yuktam Vahina Yojitam Mayam, Deepam Grahana Devasya, Trailokyam Timerapaham. So, Alyssa, you would hold this loaf of flour in your hand, right hand on left hand. So in the Kanya dance ceremony, the Duluhin holds in her hand a loaf of flour. Mother, you would put your hand under hers. Father, you would put your hand under the mother's hand. And where's Ronnie? So Ronnie, come and stand behind, between your dad and your sister. And hold this loaf of water in your hand. So I'll tell you when, don't throw the waters yet. So the brother would throw the water in a continuous stream of water, a continuous flow of water until all the water have emptied from the lota. And then, of course, the parents would place Alyssa's hand in Keegan's hand. This is the Kanyadan, or the handing over of the bride in marriage. Let me just stick this broomstick, put it in the middle of the lower flower. I'll collect it in this. Yeah. So don't throw, I'll tell you when. Well, so we just sing a couple lines of this traditional wedding song that is sung at this time of marriage, where the Duluhin and her parents pray for the blessings of Lord Shiva and Parvati Mata, that as this sacred Kanyadan ceremony is being performed, may your blessings, O Lord, bring to us success and happiness and the fulfillment of whatever goals and desires that the bride and the groom, the Dulaha and Duluhin, would set for themselves. So I'll sing a few lines of this song before we actually perform the Kanyadan ceremony. Kapila lotiya ho, kapila dhotiya ho, kapila khushawa ke daab ho, marve mein kapila बेटी के मैया हो, कैसे के वो कन्यादान न हो, मरवे में कापेला बेटी के भैया हो, कैसे के वो कन्यादान हो, कापेला लोटिया हो, कापेला धोतिया हूँ, कापेला खुशावा के डाब हूँ. हरि ओम. विष्णु 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 श्रीमद्भगवतो महापुरुषस्य प्रवर्तमान सच ब्रह्मणो द्वितीय पराधे श्री श्वेद्वार कल्पे वैवस्वन्वन्तरीम् अष्टभिशन्ति में कलियुगे कलि प्रथम चरणे त्रिनदादेशे सन्वीस नगरे जजमान अमुक नामस्य अमुक दीने अमुक मास्य अमुक पक्षे अमुक नक्षत्रे अमुक तिथौ iti kanyadan sankalpam kadishyatim. So the continuous flow of water from the lotus is very symbolic. It symbolizes that continuity and stability of the relationship and now the marriage that would exist between Keegan and Alyssa. Right, so just allow all the water to drip from the hands. We don't want to wet the Dulahin's wedding clothes. Right, good. Hold it right there. Hold it right there. Hold your hands right there. Give this to the now, Ronnie. So Keegan, we need you to stand. Right, and parents, you would, Alyssa, you would stand as well. Keegan, take one step forward. And now parents, you will place her hands in his. Parents would remove their hands and leave Alyssa's hands in Keegan's hand. And now, Alyssa, you would remove your hand and leave him with the lower flower. So Keegan, when you see the lower flower, what do you think of? Roti, right? And within the lower flower, there are coins. So you're getting the root, you're getting the food, you're getting the money, and you're getting the dulahin, you're getting the wife. What else you need? That's it? All good? Good. So just step back to your seat for a moment. Now take this lower flower from him, and you will pin this to Alyssa's clothing. So we now have the tying of the knot. You know, just before you tie the knot, Manny, you know, Keegan, you may have said to someone or someone may have said to you that today you're going to tie the knot, right? But here in the marriage ceremony, we have the tying of the knot. Your father-in-law and mother-in-law are just about to tie the knot. But this goes way beyond the mere tying of a knot. In this yellow cloth, you see a little bulb here, a little bulge. In this, the jawain, the kasaili, the rice grain, the coins have been tied into this. And when this knot is tied now, it would represent the union of wedlock that would exist between Alyssa and Keegan. All set? Go ahead and tie the knot. Hari Om Yena Raja Dina Bali Bandhu Manchala Manchalam. Pull it tight. Yes, give it a strength test, Manny. Can't lose, right? Good. Keegan, extend your right hand and invite Alyssa to take your hand and invite her to come and sit with you on this pirha, on this beautiful seat. So you'll step down into the pirha and let her come and sit on this side. All right, so let me just shift this out of the way. And you can just rest this on this side. All right, so now that we have Dulahan and Dulahin on the same side, we're going to perform the Kanyadan ceremony, the Power Puja ceremony. So you'll come around on this side now. So the parents are going to perform the Power Puja ceremony first, and then we'll invite others who have come prepared to take part in the Power Puja to then come forward. Right, so the parents are going to offer the CHARIO and lota, which are the traditional utensils. So both of you can take your seats. Right. Put on the CHARIO and lota and offer these flowers on the head first. Malyadeni sugandheni, malyadeni nivai prabhu, pushpadanam samarpayami. So you're going to notice that the parents are the ones today. You know, normally, the children are the ones who are going to perform the parents' arati. But you're going to notice in the marriage ceremony today, the parents are the ones putting the flowers on the head and performing the arati. Now you give arati, or you perform arati to someone who you look upon in a very high esteem and great status in life. And today, the Dulahan, the Dulahin, the bride and the groom are given the status of the divine. The Dulaha is looked upon as a Devata, and the Dulahin is looked upon as a Devi. And you know, when you ascribe to someone a very special status in life, and you give to them great respect and so on, this translates and remain with them. And so on this very first day, where the marriage ceremony is being performed, which signifies the beginning of their life's journey, when you ascribe to them this very special status, then of course, the prayer is that this would remain with them throughout their married life. And of course, that type of divinity, you know, would linger on and remain with them in their marriage and bless their union, bless their home, and bless their family. Right? So you have offered the flowers. Now you take the tarya and perform the arati. Om sajang chavatshitam yuktam vahina yojitam mayam deepam grahan devasya trailokyam timirapaham. Right, put these flowers in the lota, Mani, and both of you hold together. Right. Alyssa and Keegan, you would hold it as well. No, Terry and Lota go together. This and this, yeah. Hold them together. Right, so you will hold it together and touch it here to the fig tree and bow to it. 3 times. Mangalam Bhagavan Vishnu, Mangalam Gadudvaja, Mangalam Pundarikakshang, Mangalayetanu Hari. Say Krishna Arpanam. Right, give it to them. Right. And Keegan's dad will come and collect this now. Right, so now that we have both Dulaha and Dulahin on the same side, they will make offerings into the fire. Right, they now can lose that for you now. Right, so Keegan, you will hold the lota, and Alyssa, you will touch his hand. Take the mango leaf and offer by all the pan leaves here. Hari Om Ganga Saraswati Reva Payoshini Narmarajale Snapito Asimaya Devam Tatha Shanti Kurushame. Hari Om Jal Snanam Samarpayami. Ganga Jalam Samapi Tavatam Sanirabhavam Ushnorakang Nidmalancha Sarva Sauganda Sanyuktam. Yeah. Veda Sukta Samayuktam Yagya Saman Samanviti Sarva Paranam Pradadevi Vasasi Prati Grihitam Hari Om Vastradanam Samarpayami. Om Shri Prajapataye Bhyo Namo Namaha Sarvadevi Devatam Bhyo Namo Namaha Vastram Danam Samarpayami. When we receive the blessings of the Devis and Devatas, we attain success in our various undertakings. Take the mango stem, Keegan. Take up a little bit of the haridi and offer in the same way right through upon the baby. So this is what they both pray for today as they embark upon this stage of marriage, this journey of life in marriage that they begin today, that their lives will be blessed, their union would be blessed, and of course, the goals and so on that they would set for themselves would come to fruition. Om Haridram Kumkumasyaiva Sinduram Kajalanvitam Saubhagyam Drabyami Tatva Grahanam Parameshwaram. Offer this Sindur in the same way. Sinduram Shobhanam Raktam Saubhagyam Priyavardhanam Sukharang Moksharang Chaiva Sinduram Priti Grahitam Hari Om Sinduram Danam Samarpayami Shri Brahmani Bhyo Namo Namaha Surujnava Graha Devatam Bhyo Namo Namaha. Sinduram Danam Haridra Danam Samarpayami. Offer arati, offer the bidi. Sajang Chavatshitam Yuktam Vahina Yojatam Mayam Deepam Grihana Devasya Trailokyam Timarapaham. Shri Gajanan Swami ki jai, Shri Mahalakshmi Mata ki jai. Right, both of you bow to the Bidi. So we now have this circumambulation of the fire. We need the Duluhin's brother to join us here again. Both of you would stand. So in this part of the ceremony, the fire would be circumambulated 7 times. The Duluhin is going to lead the first 4 times, and of course Keegan will follow her, and then he will lead the remaining 3 times, and she would follow him. So Rani, just come and stand next to Alyssa here. So Rani, you're going to take up the lava in the little scoop there and offer it onto theirs, and then they would offer it into the fire. Right, hold this. Offer it into the fire. Shri Prajapataye Namaha Swaha. Right, so you'll take the first step around the fire. So just let me hold this for you, Keegan. So just step one side. Right, let her go first. And you, of course, will follow her. As you take this first step around the fire, they pray for the blessings of Lord Ganesh. He removes all obstacles and impediments from our pathway. And so whatever unforeseen obstacles and so on there may be ahead, they also pray for the removal of such. So stand as you were standing before, though. So now you're going to offer again into the fire before they take the second step. Shri Ishtadevataye Namaha Swaha. Right, you'll take the second circumambulation around the fire now. As you take this second step around the fire, they pray for the blessings of Durga Mata. She blesses us with offspring. They pray for children, offspring, that would come into their home and bless their marriage, bless their families with joy and happiness. So you see, my dear friends, it's not just about the circumambulation of the fire, but the blessings that are needed, what we desire in our married life. This is what they pray for as they take the 7 steps around the fire. Offer into the fire again. Shri Lokpal Devataye Namaha Swaha. Right, you will take the 3rd step now around the fire. As you take this 3rd circumambulation around the fire, they pray for the blessings of Lakshmi Mata. She blesses us with wealth and prosperity. Of course, everyone desires wealth and prosperity to ensure that we are able to meet our needs and that of our families. Right, you will offer 4 times now. And this would be Alyssa's last time to lead. So try not to offer directly on the piano. Just offer it to the side so it will keep lighting. Prajapataye Namaha Swaha. Right, so Alyssa, you would lead again. As you take this 4th step around the fire, they pray for the blessings of Bhagwan Surya Narayan Swami. The blessings of longevity. Longevity or long life is what we all desire. Everyone is searching for a way to live longer and healthier. Of course, longevity, stand as you were standing before, longevity naturally comes with good health, and of course I know the 2 doctors would understand what this is all about. And so this too they pray for as they take these 7 steps around the fire. We'll offer now again for the 5th circumambulation. Shri Prajapataye Namaha Swaha. Right, so Keegan, you are leading now. We pray for the blessings of Hanuman Swami, the blessings of longevity, the blessings of security, protection against all dangers and difficulties. Offer for the 6th circumambulation. Sati, you just organize the 7 panelists for the Saptapadi afterwards. Shri Indraye Namaha Swaha. Right, you take the 6th circumambulation around the fire now. As you take the 6th step around the fire, they pray that the blessings of Devi Saraswati Mata would bring knowledge. And sometimes, you know, even though you are educated and graduated, whether in your chosen field as a doctor or lawyer or whatever, We still continue to learn, my dear friends. In a short time, they will find out, they will begin to learn about being parents and so on. This too is a form of knowledge that they would have to get despite, their vast educational background. We continue to learn that she would bless them, of course, that they would know and acknowledge all that is necessary to be sound parents. Shri Prajapati Namaha Indrayi Namaha. And now they take the seventh circumambulation. So you'll offer that, Ronnie, and then you will take this entire, take it up with the cloth and empty all. And let me hold the basket for you now. Right, so just collect this, what is remaining. So empty it from the cloth, though. Empty it from the cloth. No, let them hold that and, no. Yeah, you need to empty it from that, yeah. Assist them in holding up the cloth so that all will be emptied, right? So you'll offer all now into the fire. And the lava is very symbolical. It's been patched from the dhan. The dhan is what people would use to plant rice. Now, of course, the rice plantations have gone, but in the past, the dhan, of course, when it germinates, it produces food in abundance for everyone. And so that very process of germination also brings, my dear friends, the fruits of marriage and so on, which is being symbolized with these offerings here today. Offer all into the fire now. Sarva Devi Devatabhyo Namo Namaha Swaha. All of it. Empty it. Right, so just take your time when you're making the final circumambulation around the fire. For the now has to make certain arrangements here for the Saptapadi. Right, so you now come onto this side. Keegan, you're standing nearer to the Pirha, and Alyssa, you're standing nearer to the Bidi. Right, so stand in such a way that only the right foot of the Dolohin, only Alyssa's right foot, would be placed on the Pirha, on the pan leaf. Right, so you go a little closer that side. Right, and I'll tell you when to put your foot on the pan leaf, not just yet. So we see the number 7 coming up again, Keegan. We had 7 steps circumambulation around the fire. And now you're taking 7 simultaneous steps. So what are the difference between these two parts of the ceremony? It is declared in the ancient Puranas, which are more than 7,000 years old, that when we would take these 7 steps together and you join together by the tying of the Granthi Bandhan, that is that yellow cloth that joins you both, and you take the 7 steps around the fire, it symbolizes that that couple is joined together in marriage for Sapta Janam. What that means? For 7 births. That's too much? It's okay, right? Okay. Just want to make sure. So that's the first 7 around the fire. So now we have Saptapadi, or 7 simultaneous steps, where only the right foot of the Dolohin would be placed on the pan leaf. And Keegan, all you need to do is to stand next to her. Do you need some more space there? Sadhu, just push back the Pirha a little more. We need to give them ample space to take these 7 steps. So in the Saptapadi now, this is where, when you take these 7 steps simultaneously, the bride accepts the lineage of her husband. After marriage, there's a name change that takes place. When you receive your marriage certificate, then you can begin to change the name and so on your documents, passport and DP and what have you. But in the Hindu marriage ceremony, we go one step deeper or one step further, right? Where these mantras will be recited, and I will read to you what each step entails. For you, both of you are going to have a conversation, Keegan. You're going to have a conversation with Alyssa, and Alyssa is going to respond to you as you take these 7 steps. So I will recite the mantra first. Hari Om Ek Pari Bhav Sama Manuvrat Bhav Vishnu Stva Natang Putranang Vijate. Step onto the first pan leaf, Alyssa. right? And just remain there for a moment. Keegan is saying to you, you want to read it, Keegan? Huh? Okay, okay. So I'm reading for Keegan. These are Keegan's words. Keegan says to you, Alyssa, our love has become firm by you walking one step with me. Offer to me food and be helpful in every way, and I will cherish you and provide for the welfare and happiness of you and our children. In turn, Alyssa says, kindly give me the responsibility of the home and the food and taking care of the finances. And I promise you that I shall discharge all responsibilities for the welfare of the family and the children. The second step would be taken now. As I recite the mantra, you can step onto the second palm leaf. Om Dvipadi Bhav Sama Munuvrat Bhav Vishnu Stvanatang Putranang Vidyate. And Keegan continues this conversation with Alyssa. He says to her, fill my heart with strength and courage, and together we shall protect the household and the children. And I want you to listen attentively to the words, my dear friends. For this really is what is required of all families, required of all husbands and all wives. Sometimes, we tend to go through this in a mechanical manner without firstly understanding, what we are accepting. This is a sacred institution and a sacred responsibility that God places in our hands. So he says to her, fill my heart with strength and courage, and together we shall protect the household and the children. And she in turn says, I shall fill your heart with courage and strength. In your happiness I shall rejoice. I promise you that I will please you always with kind and sweet words and take care of the family and children. And you shall love me and me alone as your wife. The third step would be taken now. Hari Om Tripadi Bhav Sama Munuvrat Bhav Vishnu Stvanatang Putranang Vidyate. Keegan continues to speak to Alyssa. He says, now that you have walked 3 steps with me, by virtue of this our wealth and prosperity are going to grow. I shall look upon all other women as my sisters. And of course, you would recall in the third step before, what had she asked for? And you shall love me and me alone as your wife. And so he's responding. This is why we outline this as a conversation between wife and husband, between Dulaha and Dulahin. So he's responding to her. And he says, I shall look upon all other women as my sisters. Together we will educate our children, and may they live long. The fourth step would, just now, I left out Alyssa's lines. So Alyssa responds to him and says, I will love you with single-minded devotion as my husband. I will treat all other men as my brothers. My devotion to you is of a chaste wife, and you are my joy. This is my commitment and a pledge that I make to you today. Now you'll take the fourth step. Om Chatushpadi Bhav Sama Manuvrat Bhav Vishnu Stvanatang Putranang Vidyate. It is a great blessing, Keegan says, that you have walked 4 steps with me. You have brought auspiciousness and sacredness into my life. May we be blessed with obedient and noble children, and may they live long. In turn, she says, I will decorate you from your feet to your head with flowers and garlands and accompany you throughout our married life, this journey of life that we begin together today. The 5th step would be taken now. Om Panchapari Bhav Sama Manuvrat Bhav Vishnu Stvanatang Putranang Vidyate. Now that you have walked 5 steps with me, you have enriched my life, Keegan says. May God bless you. May our loved ones live long and share in our prosperity. In turn, she says, I will share both in your joys and sorrows. Your love will make me trust and honor you, and I will carry out your wishes. The 6th step would be taken now. Om Shashtapari Bhav Sama Manuvrat Bhav Vishnu Stvat Netang Putranang Vidyate. Keegan says to Alyssa, you have filled my heart with happiness by walking 6 steps with me. May you fill my heart with great joy and peace throughout our marriage. In turn, she says, in all acts of righteousness and material prosperity, in every form of enjoyment and divine acts, I promise you, I shall participate and always be with you. The 7th step would be taken now. Om Saptapari Bhav Sama Manuvrat Bhav Vishnu Stab Natang Putranang Vidyate. As you take the 7th step, Keegan says, as you have walked 7 steps with me, our love and friendship has become eternal. We have experienced spiritual union in God. Now you have become completely mine, and I offer my life to you. Our marriage will be forever. In turn, Alyssa replies, as per the laws of God and the Holy Scriptures, I have become your wife. Whatever promises we gave, we have spoken with pure mind. We'll be truthful to each other, and in all things, we love each other forever. So this is the conclusion of the Saptapadi, or the 7 steps. Turn this way to face west, as I am facing west. The sun, Suryanarayan Swami, acts as the Sakshi, or the witness to all that we do. You know, you have many witnesses here, family and friends and acquaintances and so on, but the sun is the ultimate witness. The sun was there from the time of the inception of this universe and will be here until the time that this universe is dissolved. And so we also pray that Bhagavan Suryanarayan Swami would sanction this union between Keegan and Alyssa today. And to do this, you will both put your hands together and just bow your head slightly in the western direction, as I'm doing. Om Shri Bhaskaraye Vidmahe Divakaraye Dhimahi Tannu Suryo Prachodayat. Shri Suryanarayan Swami Ki Jai. Turn back to face the eastern direction. So we'll now have the reading of the marriage vows. So DJ, I want to make sure the Dulahan Dulahin hear these vows, so give me something more on the microphone. It's very important. And let us join together with them, my dear friends, as we read the marriage vows. You know, the vows, obviously, are not intended for today alone, but it's intended to guide us throughout our married life. And by listening to these, by accepting these, you know, you would attain the success and so on that you desire as a married couple together. So Alyssa is saying to you, Keegan, today I'm leaving the happy home, the love and protection of my parents to become your life companion. But before I take my place on your left side, I must insist that you give your promise to these 7 vows. Now in Hinduism, the wife's place is always on the left side of the husband. You know, after marriage, if you sit to perform religious ceremonies, even if you transact business, you go to the bank for whatever purpose, and the wife is on your left side, success would come to you. Right? So, but she says, before I take my place on your left side, I must insist of your promise to these 7 vows. Now, as you listen to these, you would find that they are very traditional in nature. For these vows were not written yesterday or last year or even in the last decade. These vows are thousands of years old, but we read them and then we will show the relevance, despite being very traditional and very old, because as we see, they were not written just recently. We will see how relevant they are in today's society and with what we as a people have to face up with in today's evolving society. First, if at any time you have to perform yajnas or attend religious ceremonies, I desire that you ask and obtain my consent and I be allowed to accompany you. Secondly, if at any time you desire to perform Pitri Puja, which is worship of the ancestors, I desire to be asked to join in such devotions. Third, if at any time my parents face dishonor, poverty, or illness, you as my husband are expected to render assistance to relieve their distress. Fourth, if at any time you desire to serve our community or to be involved in other religious and social service, I ask that I be allowed to join in such activities. Fifth, if at any time you may have to leave home and go abroad on work or business, I must have the assurance that our welfare at home will be secured. I also insist that my prior consent be asked and obtained. Sixth, if at any time you are to make gifts to lend or to borrow, I request that my consent be asked and obtained. Seventh, you are to be the God of our home. I ask you now that our love and affection should grow and mature as we advance in age. As today, this sacred ceremony have joined us together for life, let us remain so until our Creator is pleased to take us back. Do you, Keegan, agree to these vows?
Yes, I do.
Right, everybody heard that?
Yes, I do.
You want to just make sure everybody heard? So he has agreed, he has accepted, and he says to you, Alyssa, I give with pleasure my consent to these 7 vows. I call upon the Trinity. In Hinduism, the Trinity is Lord Brahma, Lord Vishnu, and Lord Shiva to bear witness to this promise I make to you today. And I now ask that you upkeep these 5 vows of mine. Firstly, you shall conduct yourself in society and at home in such a manner to always bring honor to our family's name. Secondly, in my absence, you are expected to accommodate acquaintances or visitors or family to our home according to the dharmic virtues and values of honesty, mutual respect. Third, should there ever be any domestic friction between us, you must never bear this in mind, because such differences are common to every home. Fourth, you are to be careful and punctual in your domestic duties. You are to be the goddess of our home. Fifth, today, by God's grace, I hope to share a comfortable home with you, but should adversity be our lot, you expect it to share with me with realism and hope. My adversity should be your adversity, my discomfort should be your discomfort, and my poverty should be your poverty. As I have promised to love and cherish you and work for your welfare, you expect it to do likewise. If ever I can no longer work for your welfare due to illness, you should assist me. Do you, Alyssa, agree to these vows?
Yes, I do.
I'm sure you heard that loud and clear. So now you're going to change places. Alyssa is going to go to the left side of Keegan. Right. Good. And I need to point out to you, so we're speaking about the relevance. We indicated that these are very ancient vows. They were written many thousands of years ago. But let us see the relevance in today's world. If you must perform religious ceremonies, seek and obtain my permission before you do so. If you must lend, if you must borrow, seek and obtain my permission before you do so. If you must travel abroad on work or business, seek and obtain my permission before you do so. You know, Keegan is wanting to seek permission and another to obtain permission. Eh? Let us take a hypothetical situation. You say to Alyssa, you know, the guys at work having a after-work line. Suppose she says, no, Keegan, we have work at home to do. What do we do then? So you sought permission, but Dulahin, the wife says no. So you know, when you have communication, sometimes you have something called compromise. Right? So you, as we say, we agree to disagree. We will get no for an answer from time to time. Or Alyssa, you might say to him, look, big sale in the mall, I'm going shopping. Suppose he says no, we need to watch our spending. Or I don't know, maybe a 2 doctor salary, you might not need to do that. But again, it involves a certain amount of communication. And again, we come back to compromise, where when you get no for an answer, what do? Then you sit and have a discussion, not a quarrel. You know, as we say, we agree to disagree in a civilized manner. So we sit now and have a discussion, and we arrive at a mutually acceptable compromise, you know, for both individuals. So remember, seek and obtain permission. Secondly, this sacred ceremony have joined us together for life. Let us remain so until our Creator is pleased to take us back. As Hindus, we do not subscribe to divorce and separation and so on. We believe when this knot is tied today, when this sacred ceremony has been performed today, the only way this union should be broken is when God recalls one member of the union. All right? So it's when we say I do and I accept and I agree, it's not for today alone, but for an entire lifetime. I promise to work for your welfare. I promise to love and cherish you. These are very nice words, eh? But how do we show someone that we love and cherish them? Some people might say give them flowers. That's a good first step, you know. But what follows up afterwards? If we give the flowers and then we begin to argue, then we're going backwards, you know. In Hindi, we say man kramot vachan. It should be in thought, word, and deed. In other words, make it more meaningful. Can our thoughts show that we love someone? Can our thoughts show that we're hostile to someone? You know, sometimes when you know someone really well, you don't have to ask them if they're upset, you know. You just look at them and you say the face paints 1,000 words, a picture paints 1,000 words. Just by looking at the facial expression, you can tell if someone is sad or if they're mad, if they're glad, as the case may be. Our facial expression reveals it all. So when we say man kramon vachan, it should be in thought, word, and deed, that we show that we would love and cherish that person and work for the welfare of that person until our Creator is pleased to take us back. And you know, we also have the mention of the traditional roles in the household. And this is where now in today's modern society, you know, as a young couple, you would need to work out, because I'm sure you heard, Alyssa, that the mention of the domestic duties of the wife. And as we say, this was written at a time when, you know, hardly in any home the wife would be working. But of course, as two educated and young, intelligent individuals, I'm sure you would have no difficulty working out the domestic duties. You would assign to each other, you know, appropriately. Your skill set might be in, I don't know, cooking, washing, none of those, none of the above. Right. So we'll leave you to work out what the domestic duties will be all about, and of course, I'm sure you would reach, you know, an amicable settlement as far as the domestic duties are concerned. So it does mention the domestic duties of the wife, and of course, as we say, in these modern times, the young couples would sit and discuss and work out exactly, you know, whose skill set would best enable them to do the laundry and the cooking and whatever other domestic duties that should be performed in the home. So these vows obviously are not intended for today alone. You accept them today, but of course, when it remains with you, you remember them and you put them into practice, then it, of course, assists you along in your marriage in maintaining the most harmonious atmosphere in the home. All right? Sadhu, just assist them in fixing the piriha. Both of you will take your seats. We'll go right into the registration ceremony, and we'll listen to some music for the DJ, from the DJ, whilst we're signing the marriage register. Witnesses would come forward with their IDs to witness and to sign the marriage register.
चौखट के बाहर क्या गए, तेरी कुड़माई के दिन आ गए। हाय बन्नो परदेसिया के देश के, चौबारे तुझको भा गए, तेरी कुड़माई के दिन आ गए। ले रहा सब लाए तेरी माई बाबुल का घर बार है, हो गेंदा गुलाबों से सजी डोली तेरी तैयार है। झूलों के मौसम वो तेरे हमसे रोके भी रोके ना गए, तेरी कुड़माई के दिन आ गए, नी तेरी कुड़माई के दिन आ गए।
सलवा से तारों वाली शगना दे शब आई रे, बन्नों से बनने के मिलने की जरूरत लाई रे, शहनाई यूं गूंजे सबके आंखें भर आई रे, शहनाई यूं गूंजे सबके आंखें भर आई रे।
अलविदा बंदेरा, तूने जो मिला मुझे हो गई है रब दी आमदा, इतने नसीब से देखा है करीब से नूर दिया हुइयां बारिशां। फीकी रुतों को रंग लगे छूने से तेरे हाँ तेरे फीकी रुतों को रंग लगे तेरी दिशा में क्यों चलने से मेरे पैरों को पंख लगे मेरे काम का जग सारा हो बस तेरे नाम से ही गुजारा उलझ के यूं ना सुलझ ना सकूं जुबानियाँ तेरी झूठी भी सच लागे तू मेरा कोई ना होके भी कुछ लागे मुझको इतना बताए कोई कैसे तुझसे दिल ना लगाए कोई रब्बा ने तुझको बनाने में कर दी है हुस्न की खाली तिजोरियां काजल की सियाही से लिखी है तूने जाने कितनों की लव स्टोरियां केसरिया तेरा इश्क है पिया रंग जाऊं जो मैं हाथ लगाऊं दिन बीते सारा तेरी फिक्र में रैन सारी तेरी खैर मनाऊं
शिवा, ईशा का मतलब जानते हो तुम? पार्वती। अब शिवा का साथ पार्वती नहीं देगी तो कौन देगा?
पतझड़ के मौसम में भी रंगी चनारों जैसी झनके सन्नाटों में तू वीणा के तारों जैसी सदियों से भी लंबी ये मन की अमावस्या है और तू फुलझड़ियों वाले त्योहारों जैसी चंदा भी दीवाना है तेरा जलती है तुझसे सारी चकोरियां काजल की सियाही से लिखी है तूने जाने कितनों की लव स्टोरियां इश्क में दिल बना है इश्क में दिल फना है ओ मिटा दे या बना दे मैंने तुझको चुना है ओ तेरे सारे रंग ओढ़ के डंग ओढ़ के तेरा हुआ मैं सबको छोड़ के ओ इश्क नहीं करना नाप तोल के राज खोल के आया हूँ मैं सबको बोल के ओ मैं था चलिया तेरी ओर तेरा चलिया है जोर तेरा होया मैं यार भूले आए संसार में चलिया तेरी ओर तेरा चलिया है जोर तेरा होया मैं यार भूले आए संसार
तू ही मेरा जुनून तू ही तो मन्नत मेरी तू ही रूह का सुकून तू ही अखियों की ठंडक तू ही दिल की है दस्तक और कुछ ना जानू मैं बस इतना ही जानू तुझ में रब दिखता है यारा मैं क्या करूं तुझ में रब दिखता है यारा मैं क्या करूं सजदे सर झुकता है यारा मैं क्या करूं तुझ में रब दिखता है यारा मैं क्या करूं
ओरे पिया मैं तो तेरे लिए सारा ता जगू जिथे जावे तू ओथे जावे दिल दस की मैं करूं जो तू रुस जानिए दिल ये टूट जानिए तेरे संग संग राह सारी कट जानिए जो तू रुस जानिए दिल ये टूट जानिए तेरे संग संग राह सारी कट जानिए मैं ता तेरे नाल रहना मान इन्ना मेरा कहना मेरी अखियों से होना कदी दूर ना तेरे बिन नहीं लगदा दिल मेरा ढोलना तेरे बिन नहीं लगदा दिल मेरा ढोलना सब छड़ जाए तू ना मैनू छोड़ना तेरे बिन नहीं लगदा दिल मेरा ढोलना
DJ, check. Test. Thank you, DJ. So we have just completed, my dear friends, the registration ceremony, which of course is the legal part of the marriage. And we're now going into the blessing and exchange of the wedding rings. So what we would need for that, obviously, are the 2 wedding rings. So who is in possession of these rings? Bring them forward. Comfort. So take the ring out of the box and place it in the palm of your right hand and hold it towards the diya there. So at this stage we have the blessing and exchange of the wedding rings. The wedding ring, my dear friends, is accepted by all people regardless of religious background or ethnic background. We all accept the wedding ring as a symbol of union and of marriage. Of course, you know, when you look at the ring on the palm of your hand, it is circular. A circle, it is said, is without beginning or end. It signifies and symbolizes, identifies something that is continuous. Continuity indicates stability, and this is what you pray for. In other words, it is not just for the physical appearance of the ring on your finger, but rather for the benefit and the blessings that it brings to you. Hari Om Pavitraishno Vaishnava Bhyo Savitur Prasanutpanam Yachidrin Pavitrin Suryasya Rasmibhiha. Touch it by the diya here and bow to it. Shri Krishna Arpanam. So offer the ring in front of the Kalasa. So Alyssa, you're going to wear the ring for Keegan first. Yeah, just leave it for a moment right here, Keegan. Right, so Alyssa, you take up first and wear for Keegan. So Keegan, you'll hold out your hand for the wedding ring. A little bit, take your time, slow down. She says, to you, Keegan, I accept you as my husband, as my life's companion, and present this ring to you as a symbol of my acceptance. Pavitraishno Vaishnava Bhyo Savitur Prasanutpanam. Good? So Keegan is now going to wear the ring for Alyssa. And similarly, he says to Alyssa, I accept you today as my life's companion, and I present this ring to you as a symbol of my acceptance. Pavitraishno Vaishnava Bhyo Savitur Prasanutpanam Yachidrin Pavitrin Suryasya Rasmibhiha. In the sindur ceremony, the husband is going to apply the sindur on the mang or the forehead of the dulahin. Alyssa, just open your right hand and hold this towards the diya. We're going to pray for the blessing. Let's touch her hand, Keegan. We're going to pray for the blessing of the sindur first. Om Sinduram Shobhanam Raktam Saubhagyam Parivardhanam Sukharang Moksharang Chaiva Sinduram Pratigrahitam. Bow to it 3 times. The Krishna Arpanam. Right, who is helping us with this part of the ceremony, the fixing of the sindur? The big sister will come forward now. So give it to Keegan now. And Keegan, when your heads are covered, you're going to use the ring finger and apply 5 times upwards in the middle of the forehead. All right, she will tell you where. Right, and the big sister will assist us with this part of the ceremony in covering the head. You know, there is a saying, there are certain things should remain private between wife and husband. And this is the first indication to the married couple that, of course, just drop the front a little bit. The first indication to the married couple that this, in fact, is what should happen. And, of course, as he applies the sindoor, we pray for the blessings of Gaudi Parvati Mata to be bestowed upon both of them. When you finish, Keegan, you would come out from under the covering and you would lift the front and make sure he has done a good job. रखलाज मेरी सिंदूर की शिव शंकर की प्यारी गौरा पार्वती मुहे एक तेरा ही आसरा तू ही पालनहारे गौरा पार्वती रख लाज मेरी सिंदूर की. Right, so Keegan will exit from under the covering now. And so lift the front door and give this to her. Right, just to make sure it's been applied properly. Yeah, so lift it and go under though. We don't need to see, don't. So Keegan, this is just to make sure you didn't smudge it up and, you know, you think you did? Right, so the big sister will take care of that. And you're supposed to have a gift to give to her. To the big sister for fixing the sindoor. Right, so you can take off the covering now. And if you don't have it immediately, I'm sure you can arrange. You can arrange for that. Right, just cover it. Right, and you just put it on the baby. Someone will secure it for. So Keegan, you have some additional gifts to give to Alyssa here. So the other gifts that the Dulaha has to give to the Dulahin would be blessed now and handed over to her. Om Pavitreshnu Vaishnavabhyo Mangalam Bhagavana Vishnu Mangalam Gadudvaja Mangalam Pundarikakshang Mangalayetanu Hari. Accept these gifts, Alyssa. You can just close it back. Debbie, you can just take this for her. Keep this for her. I will now ask for the two malas. Both of you will stand for the garland in the ceremony. So the garlanding ceremony is a very ancient ceremony. It dates back more than 7,000 years ago to the time in the Ramayana when this ceremony was firstly performed. Each of you take a mala. And this ceremony was first performed when the marriage took place between Lord Rama and Sita Mata. They would have garlanded each other at the time of their marriage, and as Hindus we follow this practice up to today. I'll just sing a few lines of this beautiful bhajan that describes this part of the ceremony that was first performed, as we say, more than 7,000 years ago, and that is reenacted in all our marriage ceremonies. Jai Mala, Jai Mala, Jai Mala, Jai Mala, Siya Dale Ram Gale Jai Mala, Siya Dale Ram Gale Jai Mala, Jai Mala, Jai Mala, Jai Mala, Jai Mala, Siya Dale Ram Gale Jai Mala, Siya Dale Ram Gale Jai Mala. दुल्हा तो श्री रामा बने हैं, दुल्हा तो श्री रामा बने हैं, लक्ष्मण देवर सहबाला, लक्ष्मण देवर सहबाला, सिया डाले राम गले जय माला, सिया डाले राम गले जय माला, सिया डाले राम गले जय माला. प्रेम से बोले सीतापति रामचंद्र की जय. Alyssa, you're going to garland Keegan first. Malya Deni Sugandheni, Malya Deni Nive Prabhu. Keegan, you're going to garland Alyssa now. You're going to perform his arati. In the tradition of the Hindu marriage, the wife performs her husband arati. I know, Keegan, when a lot of respect is given to someone, of course, that someone should be forthcoming with that mutual respect to the person who is performing the arati. So she says to you, I accept you today as my husband, as my life's companion, and I give you this most worthy honor by performing your arati. Bow. Bless her. You have to put the right hand. Bless her with the right hand. So Keegan's mom is here. We'll perform her arati, both of you. Just approach the stage, mom. Yeah, put the flower on her. Anywhere you want to meet her. The blessings of the parents brings to us success and happiness. माँ तेरी ममता कितनी प्यारी, कितना प्यार जगाती है, कितना प्यार जगाती है. माँ तेरी ममता कितनी प्यारी. You do the same, Keegan. कितना प्यार जगाती है, कितना प्यार जगाती है. It says, Matri Devo Bhava, Pitri Devo Bhava, that mother and father, the first God and the first Guru, and of course with their blessings, everything becomes possible and attainable in our lives. Right? Come back to the stage. Sadhu, just pick up those flowers that fell there so that nobody steps on it. Right, just open this. Who's doing the Baraka part, the big brother part? Yeah. Nigel, we're calling Nigel to the front, to the mandap area here. So as Nigel makes his way to the stage, we'll just explain to Nigel what he's about to do. So in Hindi, Baraka means big brother, right? So you're going to hold this, Nigel, between, this is called a tag part, by the way. You can just leave the gift on the ground for now, for one moment. Demonstration first, right? Demo, between the thumb and the index finger, you hold the tag part. In both hands, you're going to touch it here. Right. So touch to the fig tree there first. The same part, the middle part, to the fig tree. The same middle part to her forehead. 3 times back and forth. Mangalam Bhagavana Vishnu. Mangalam Gadudvacha. Mangalam Pundarikakshang. Mangalayetanu Hari. You're going to wear the tag part for her now. Like a mala. Oh yeah, open it. Right? Watch the top. It's kind of tall, right? Right. Let's pull it under. Right, so do you have the gift there now? The gift to the Dulahin? Accept it? The Krishna Arpanam. Right. So, before you leave, Nigel, you made a promise to her, an unspoken promise, which I will now speak for on your behalf. You say to her, if as she enters into this new stage of life, that you have assumed the role of Baraka or Big Brother, that if she encounters any difficulty, any problems whatsoever, that you would stand at her side to assist her in overcoming such problems. Right? As such, the respect and the relationship between the Baraka and the Dulahin is like that of a father to a daughter. Right? Thank you for your assistance. Someone can take this from Alyssa. And we're moving to the final part of our ceremony now, which is the gift of the Mangal Sutra. Take it out of the box, Keegan. And this is the gift that the husband gives to his wife on the day of the marriage ceremony. When this gift is given, they're both praying for the longevity of the marriage. Again, the word longevity comes up. You know, whoever we are, whatever we do, longevity, long life, it indicates good health. We all pray for this. That as wife and husband, we would be able to enjoy the marital bliss only through longevity. And then eventually when we become parents, we would only be able to enjoy the beautiful experiences of parenthood, again, through longevity. And so there are a few stages of the Hindu marriage where this is precisely what is prayed for, the longevity of both the wife and husband. Right? So you're going to wear it for her now, Keegan. You might not want to go behind the veil. That might become too tight. Okay, so just around the neck. We're going around the veil again. Mangalam Bhagavan Vishnu, Mangalam Garudvaja, Mangalam Pundarikakshang, Mangalayetano Hari. Good? I'm sure the next time you'll figure out exactly how to put on that Mangal Sutra. Yeah. Everything has certain technicalities. We'll work around it. All right, so we get prepared for the final Havan now. Satu, you take off the Pudunahuti already? Right, good. To light the fire. So we thank God for the opportunity to come together, to join together with Keegan and Alyssa and members of the family in this marriage ceremony. And of course, for the opportunity for all of us to come and be part of this sacred marriage ceremony here today. You can use a spoon, Keegan. Use a spoon and offer when I say swaha. Offer directly on the flame there. If you wish to sit, the pure hair is right here. Hari Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha Swaha. Shri Gauri Mataya Namaha Swaha. Shri Kalash Devataya Namaha Swaha. Shri Suryaya Namaha Swaha. Shri Som Devataya Namaha Swaha. Shri Chandra Devataya Namaha Swaha. Shri Buddha Devataya Namaha Swaha. Brihaspati Devataya Namaha Swaha. Shri Shukra Devataya Namaha Swaha. Shri Shani Devataya Namaha Swaha. Shri Rahu Devataya Namaha Swaha. Shri Ketu Devataya Namaha Swaha. Shri Gram Devataya Namaha Swaha. Om Bhurbhuva Swaha Tat Savitur Varinyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat Swaha. Om Bhurbhuva Swaha Tat Savitur Varinyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat Swaha. Om Bhurbhuva Swaha Tat Savitur Varinyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat Swaha. Three offerings again. Shri Ishta Devataya Namaha Swaha. Shri Kul Devataya Namaha Swaha. Let's lean the terra towards the fire now. Pull it out with this, balance with the spoon. Sarva Devi Devata Bhyo Namo Namaha Swaha. Let's take the Purunahuti there. The both of you would stand for this part of the ceremony. Hari Om Mangalam Bhagavan Vishnu, Mangalam Garudvaja, Mangalam Pundarikakshang Mangalayetano Hari. Offer it in the fire. And take the lota there and arpan kare the fire. Sarvatirat Samayuktam Sugandhim Nidmalam Shalam. 3 times around. Achmanyam Mayaratam Grahanam Parameshwaram. Bow to the fire. When you fan the fire, you're sharing the blessings of this marriage ceremony with all, east, west, north, south, up and down, the 4 cardinal direction. Mangalam Bhagavan Vishnu, Mangalam Garudvaja, Mangalam Pundarikakshang, Mangalayetano Hari. We invite parents to join us on stage for the Ashirvad or the blessing of this newlywed couple. Offer it next to the fire and both of you bow to the fire. Yeah, Keegan's mom as well. So I invite you all to stand, my dear friends, as we join together now in the Ashirvad, the blessing of this newlywed couple. शिव हरे शिव राम सखे प्रभु त्रिविधता पनिवारण ही विभु अज जनेश्वर यादव पाहि माम शिव हरे विजयं कुरु मे वरम प्रतिदिनं कुशलं जय मंगलम सुजनरञ्जनमङ्गलमन्दिरं भजति ते पुरुष परमं परं भावति तस्य सुखं परमाद्भुतं शिवतनो विजयं कुरु मे वरं प्रतिदिनं कुशलं जय मङ्गलं प्रतिदिनं कुशलं जय मंगलम. We bow our heads now in this final prayer. Mantrahinam kriyahinam bhaktihinam janardhanam yat pujitam maya devam paripurnam tarastu me. Tvameva mata cha pita tvameva bandhuscha sakha tvameva त्वमेव विद्याद्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरि ओम. प्रेम से बोले श्री गजानन स्वामी की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, श्री वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय, बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय, सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय. जय जय सीताराम. Ask Alicia, kindly be seated, my dear friends. Offer the flowers there and bow. One side.
आज सजया है वे सारा शहर, आज हो गई आवे रब दी महर. हाय सजया है वे सारा शहर, आज हो गई आवे रब दी महर. अखियां चो डिगदे हंजू खुशियां दे, तेरी बन जाना अज तो सजना वे. अखियां चो डिगदे हंजू खुशियां दे, तेरी बन जाना अज तो सजना वे. खुशियां दा चढ़िया अज वेला वे, सारियां ने नचना सारियां ने गाना वे. खुशियां दा चढ़िया अज वेला वे, सारियां ने नचना सारियां ने गाना वे. सखियां ने सजना है मैं भी सवरना है, अज दिन चढ़िया तेरे नाम दा वे. सखियां ने सजना है मैं भी सवरना है, अज दिन चढ़िया तेरे नाम दा वे. लगता है भी आके तू ले जावे, मैं तेरे इंतजार च तक दिया राह. अखियां चो डिगदे हंजू खुशियां दे,
तेरी बन जाना अज तो सजना वे अखियां चो डिगदे हंजू खुशियां दे तेरी बन जाना अज तो सजना खुशियां दा चढ़िया अज वेला वे
All right, so both of you would stand. So, my dear friends, my last duty is to pronounce. And we're just contemplating Doctor and Doctor, or Doctor and Mrs., or Mr. and Mrs. And Keegan chose Mr. and Mrs. So, I have great pleasure in presenting to you Mr. and Mrs. Keegan Kumar. Give them a round of applause.
दिन शगना दा चढ़िया आओ सखियों नी वेड़ा सजिया हाँ मेरा सजना मिलिया सजना मिलन वधाइयां नी सजन डोली लेके आना नी वेड़ा सजिया मेरा सजना मिलिया सजना मिलिया सजना मिलिया दिन शगना दा चढ़िया आओ सखियों नी वेड़ा सजिया हाँ मेरा सजना मिलिया सजना मिलन वधाइयां नी सजन डोली बीते सारे मौसम बाबुल तेरे घर में अब चले पाओ मेरे पिया के शहर में बीते सारे मौसम बाबुल तेरे घर में अब चले पाओ मेरे पिया के शहर में हो तूने विदाइयां कैसे लिखी मर जानिया कैसे बताए और अम्मा सही नहीं हूँ जानिया मधानिया हाय मेरे बाबला तेरिया मिठिया यादां मेरे पीछे पीछे आनिया
छुटे या ना छुटे मुँह से रंग तेरा डोलना, एक तेरे बाजो दूजा मेरा कोई मोल ना। बोलना माही बोलना, बोलना माही बोलना। तेरे लिए आया मैं तो तेरे संग जाना, डोलना वे तेरे नाल जिंदड़ी बितावा, कदी नहीं छोड़ना इश्क दी डोरना, सारे छड़ जाए माही तू न छोड़ना। बोलना माही बोलना, बोलना माही बोलना।
So, ladies and gentlemen, the first item we're going to start off with is a nice dance by Ariana Bikari. Where's Ariana? Give her a round of applause.
रघुकुल रीत सदा चली आई, प्राण जाए पर वचन न जाए। तेरे ताना तेरे नोम तदियाना दे, तेरे ताना तेरे नोम तदियाना दे। रघुवर तेरी राह निहारे, रघुवर तेरी राह निहारे, सातों जन्म से सिया, घर मोरे परदेसिया, आओ पधारो पिया, घर मोरे परदेसिया, आओ पधारो पिया। दीन तदीन तदन देना, दीन तदीन तदन देना,
So, ladies and gentlemen, you can have something to eat or drink in the meantime. The bride and groom will be here shortly, right?
बंधन के मुटियारा आया बडोला बनके कन्ना दे विच पिपल पतियां बाही चूड़ा खनके बंधन के मुटियारा आया बडोला बनके कन्ना दे विच पिपल पतियां बाही चूड़ा खनके मेरे सोहणिया सोहणिया वे माई मेरा किथे नहीं ओ दिल लगना मेरे सोहणिया सोहणिया वे माई मेरा किथे नहीं ओ दिल लगना माई
जावी छोड़ के ना तेरे नाल रहना वे तू श्रृंगार मेरा तू है माई गहना वे जावी छोड़ के ना तेरे नाल रहना वे तू श्रृंगार मेरा तू है माई गहना वे हाय दूरी है वैरी जिन्ना तू मेरा ओनी मैं तेरी
मेरे सोहणिया सोहणिया वे माई मेरा किथे नहीं ओ दिल लगना मेरे सोहणिया सोहणिया वे माई मेरा किथे नहीं ओ दिल लगना
तेरा रास्ता वे नंगे पैरी तुरना वे तू है नाल मेरे ता मैं क्यों है डरना वे तेरा रास्ता वे नंगे पैरी तुरना वे तू है नाल मेरे ता मैं क्यों है डरना वे हाय
हीरिए हीरिए हीरिए
तेरी होके मरा जिंद जान करा तेरी होके मरा जिंद जान करा
हीरिए 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 हीरिए
नींदा भी टुट टुट गईयां चुंदी मैं तारे रहीयां सोचा विच तेरियां पईयां हानियां
सारी सारी रात जगावे यादां नू जिक्र तरावे आए क्यों ना आए सुभावे हानिया
तेरी होके मरा जिंद जान करा तेरी होके मरा जिंद जान करा
हीरिए 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 हीरिए
तेरी होके मरा जिंद जान करा तेरी होके मरा जिंद जान करा
हीरिए 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 उसके बाद लाऊंगा पहले इश्क लड़ा लूं उसके बाद लाऊंगा तेरे वास्ते फलक से मैं चांद लाऊंगा 16-17 सितारे संग बांध लाऊंगा देखा जाए तो वैसे अपने तो सारे पैसे पे ही वसूल
Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to introduce for the first time Mr. and Mrs. Keegan Kumar. Give them a round of applause and please stand for the arrival.
Cause you're a sky full of stars. I'm gonna give you my heart. Cause you're a sky full of stars. Cause you light up the path. I don't care, go on and tear me apart. I don't care if you do. 'Cause in the sky full of stars, I think I saw you.
Ladies and gentlemen, look at this beautiful couple. We need a bigger round of applause. Come on. You all can have your seats now. Alyssa, Keegan, I must say, you all amazing, visual. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening again. My name is Riyad Hussein, and I'm your MC for this afternoon. I know Alyssa said they were looking for their smartest friend, but that person refused. Their most good-looking friend, that person refused. That most charming friend, that person refused. And when they asked me, so after refusing the first 3 times, I accepted, all right? I must say that, you know, it is very good to see your friends actually getting married and moving on to a different journey in their life. And before I bring the speakers, one, I would definitely like to say something on behalf of the bride. Alyssa, where do I start? Let me get Shivani on the arm line aside here. My dear friend Alyssa, your day has reached. As the words of one Miss Ingrid Silochan, our landlord in Mount Hope, for those who don't know, time to get off the shelf. Something frequently she used to tell Alyssa and Shivani. Well, guess what? You're off the shelf, and many of us are still on. I have known Alyssa for more than a decade now, and I have seen how she has blossomed as a beautiful, driven, intelligent young woman. Everyone knows Alyssa being a very bright, intelligent person, the scholarship winner, the helper, the friend, all these things. But one thing that always strikes me with Alyssa, she is very, very punctual, especially in med school days. Alyssa used to get up very early in the morning for 6 o'clock, and classes used to start 9 o'clock. I used to hear her walking up on the step. I used to normally call her the house come on full because that was my alarm to wake up. She was always willing to help us in school, and up to now I could have never got her to go to a UB party with us. I must say the one quality that I really admire about Alyssa is the humility. One thing people don't know, when we used to pass exams, right, everybody used to be happy. But Miss Alyssa here used to be getting distinctions and honors and things, you know. But she didn't tell us, you know, because when you all passed, you all celebrated together. And that shows you the humility of the person. Some of the memories that we would cherish together is that going to Grand Bazaar for food after work, no, after school, or having regular KFC, really spicy side breast. Those days we can now reminisce at. Keegan and Alyssa, I would like to congratulate you in finding that special someone in each other. Just a few tips on a happy marriage. 3 things: memories of togetherness, forgive each other's mistakes, and thirdly, promise not to give up on each other. Let's give a clap to the couple again, guys. Looking very beautiful. So let's get right into the program, right? The first speakers I want to bring up are 2 young women who are very, very close to the bride. We call them Bim and Bam. Rihanna and Shivani. We come to the stage, please. Give them a round of applause now there.
So, namaste and good evening, everyone. Firstly, congratulations to the newly weds on the block, Mr. and Mrs. Keegan Kumar. Can we please give them a round of applause? Alyssa, you look absolutely beautiful and radiant this evening. And Keegan, you don't look too bad yourself. So, for those who don't know, Alyssa and I have been best friends since we were 4 years old. So as you can imagine, I have been waiting for this day for a very long time. She is definitely a genuine and amazing friend. We have been through primary school together and then reunited in medical school. We shared an apartment at Mount Hope with Riyadh and his sister, right here, Rihanna. Boy, let me tell you, those 5 years were filled with laughter, tears, and everything else in between. I fondly remember all the fun times we had. Our frequent Grand Bazaar food runs, sauce doubles at 2 a.m., and karaoke nights at Toppers. Alyssa girl, today I wish Missy Lotron can see how you jumped off that dusty shelf and blossomed into a beautiful bride. So Keegan, I remember the first time Alyssa told us about you. She was all smiles, with a few scattered blushes in between. I can tell how happy you make her and how dear you are to her. Ever since, we have been referring to you as Special Key, because you are her special guy. Both of you mesh perfectly together. Keegan, you are one lucky guy. Your wife is a fierce young lady with a gentle demeanor. She is intelligent, gorgeous, eloquent, and she has a pure heart. She also has a healthy appetite, so I hope you know how to cook. Her favorite food is dal puri, so make sure that roti is round and it can swell. Keegan, I have some advice for you, which I think will be beneficial to you in this marriage. So here goes. Regardless of what the situation may be, always remember, there are 2 ways, your wife's way or no way. Marriage is 50-50. She says what to do, and you do it. And never laugh at your wife's choices, because you are one of them. So, all jokes aside, marriage is a wonderful journey, and I urge you both to enjoy every minute of it. Never stop being friends. Continue to date each other and have adventures while you can. And always find time to pray together. So, let's raise a toast to the newlyweds, Mr. and Mrs. Kumar. As you embark on this adventure as husband and wife, I wish you both a lifetime of love and laughter, not forgetting nieces and nephews. We love you guys. Thank you.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Rihanna. Firstly, I'd like to congratulate the beautiful bride and the handsome groom as well on their special day. I am the friend here today to bring to light all of Alyssa's low-key files. I come to bust files today. However, unfortunately, my friend has no juicy files. She's a good girl. I've known Alyssa for approximately 10 years. We became close during medical school, where we were housemates. Definitely fun times, I must say. Keegan, based on those years, I have some advice for you. Make sure you know how to make roti or buy roti, because Mrs. Keegan Kumar loves a dal puri and tomato stroker. It's her daily breakfast. Alyssa girl, today I can proudly say and even tell Mr. Lochan, the famous Mr. Lochan everyone is hearing about today, you are no longer collecting cobweb on that shelf. You are a whole wife today. Many times people would ask me, why Alyssa always looking so tired? But don't worry, my friend. Today you got a lifelong masseuse. Today I can proudly stand here and say, Special K, you found a gem. And together with her wonderful family, it's a golden package. I'm very grateful to have met Alyssa. She is one of the most kind-hearted, genuine, smart, and hardworking persons I know, even smarter than me. Continue to glow, my friend, and be happy. It suits you well. Wishing you both of all of God's blessings and mercies and a forever love. Thank you. Let's raise a toast to the bride and groom.
Come on, guys, let's give them a round of applause. So we'll get down into the meat of the matter now. We have someone from a different country here today, Canadian. Alex, on behalf of the groom. Give him a round of applause, guys.
I hope you're ready, Keegan. This is going to be something. Thanks, Riyadh. Thanks, Rihanna. Thanks, Shivani. That was a tough act to follow. But ladies and gentlemen, such a beautiful bride and groom here today. I just wanted to say a few words as Keegan's best man. First of all, I don't know what Keegan's favorite food is, unfortunately. It sounds like that's Alyssa's first love is dal puri. I would say Keegan's first love is sweet drink. But he gave it up leading up to this wedding to look this handsome for his beautiful bride, and it shows. Keegan and Alyssa, it's an honor for me to stand here today. I couldn't be happier for you both to celebrate this day with your friends and family, both here in Trinidad and overseas over Zoom. And before I start, on behalf of all the guests, I just want to give a huge thanks to the host of today's celebration for planning this elaborate day. Alyssa's mom and dad, Keegan's mom, who I usually call Miss Kumar, but more on that later. Alyssa, thanks to you. I understand you did a lot of the wedding planning and decision making. And to Keegan, who I understand did a lot of emotional support during Alyssa's planning and decision making. We are all very appreciative that we can share in your special day. So I am Alex, Keegan's friend for about 20 years, sometimes known as the man who went to Canada, who living behind God's back, sometimes known as, it's like he fall off the map. Alyssa, I hope you learned something new about Keegan today. Keegan and I go way back to when he was a little shy boy in Naprima College. Mind you, he was already 6 feet tall from the time he was 13, 14 years old. We were in different classes at first, and I heard about him as Miss Kumar's brilliant son because my sister was in Miss Kumar's Spanish class at Naparima Girls. And when we first met, when Keegan and I first met, was when his class decided to break their classroom fish aquarium so that the classroom would flood and they could get a free period on a Friday afternoon. And for anyone who's going to naps, we would say that is typical 1S behavior, just to get a free period. Keegan and I quickly became friends and we bonded over our love of Shakira, the Latin music star. Sorry, Alyssa, it's the truth. I would say one of Keegan's greatest qualities is the dedication to whatever he sets his mind to, personally or professionally. Who can forget the time he placed first in geography boys? That's an inside joke. Geography boys for CXC in the entire Caribbean. The number of degrees, certifications, courses Keegan has is just a testament to the saying, what the mind can conceive, the mind can achieve. He's a caring, empathetic individual, and although he won't openly admit it, he cares deeply about you as his partner, his friends, his co-workers. I think we all agree. You know, even with his patients, making sure they have money to travel home after a clinical visit. Alyssa, I know that in Keegan, you have and will continue to have a dedicated, loving partner to accompany you and support you through all the highs and lows of life together. Keegan's and my family have we'll call it an unusual connection. Keegan and my father share the same birthday, November 28th. Happy birthday to both of them, happy early birthday. And he would often go on family vacations with my parents and me across South America. Eerily similar to how Miss Kumar took my sister and her friends on a Form 4 Spanish school field trip to Madrid, Venezuela 19 years ago in 2004. Keegan was the perfect, caring, genius son my parents always wanted. So it became easier to bring him along to appease them while I went off on my hiking adventures. We were traveling together doing a sunrise hike at Machu Picchu in Peru. And the night before, my dad says, I ain't going nowhere without my coffee. You know Cookie Monster? Well, without my coffee, I'm just a monster. And 30 minutes before we're set to leave, Keegan tells me, listen, I'm going out a bit early to find some cricks and coffee for Oles. So text me when you leave the apartment. The man was putting me to shame, but I was already shameless, so it didn't matter. It was on this trip I first learned about Alyssa. We took shuttles for day trips around Cusco in Peru, and Keegan would say, turn on the Wi-Fi hotspot on your phone, I need to check my messages from the hospital. As Keegan is an important doctor in Trinidad, I obliged. Until later on, I heard him talking late into the night with a girl on WhatsApp, and it all made sense. Keegan says he knew that Alyssa was the one in 2017 when they were going to the beach down in Point Fortin. I think Taylor Swift was the soundtrack to that moment. I didn't know until 2019 that Alyssa was the one for Keegan. We were in Cartagena, Colombia, again on vacation. There's a theme with Keegan and I. Keegan says, hey boy, come with me now, I want to go out. And as you can probably imagine, in Colombia, there are lots of fun parties, good music, beautiful women, birthplace of Shakira. And I was a single guy. Then he continues, Hera, I need to buy an emerald for Liz, and I need you to negotiate a good price for me. We must be going through every jewelry store in the old city of Cartagena because Dr. Kumar was not happy with the cut and clarity and the carats of these emeralds until he found the very perfect one for Alyssa. That's when I knew that the man only had eyes for one woman. Earlier this year, Keegan and I were hiking in the northern range trying to get in shape for today. Now, I love photography, so I was squarely focused on trying to find the capuchin monkeys, the ones that sometimes you see at Bamboo Cathedral up north. I trying to be one with nature. And out of the blue, this man stops me. He's completely out of breath on this hike, and he says, you know, I can't imagine my life without Alyssa. All of this to say, Alyssa, you live rent-free in Keegan's mind all day, every day. Alyssa, although we've only met a couple of times, the first time we met, you treated us to Sung's Great Wall. I could already tell your demeanor was a perfect compliment to Keegan. He only used to listen to rock music, Blink 182, Evanescence, 951 radio. Now he only listens to Taylor Swift, cheesy songs on music radio, 9/7 with Harold and Annette. He went from being Papa Laps, marriage is not for me, to us all celebrating this special day together. Keegan describes you as caring, loving, and gentle, and I see it through my interactions with him. You're always asking him how me and my family are doing. The time he forgot my birthday, and you never let him live that down. Thank you for having my back. And sometimes if I text Keegan, WYD, we use WYD to say, what are you doing? Sometimes he'll just reply, talk later, let's bring food. And I've learned that that means that you both are doing great and everything is good. I asked Keegan what today's theme was, and he said, it's Alyssa's day. Once she happy, I'm happy. Going back to one of the rules I think that Rihanna and Shivani said. And to me, that epitomizes how you both prioritize each other. And I couldn't be more thrilled to know that Keegan has found his better half, who he wants to share the rest of his life with. So in closing, would everyone raise their glasses? I know I speak for everyone when I wish you both a lifetime of love, trust, happiness, laughter, and fulfillment in each other's company. To Alyssa and Keegan. Cheers. Thank you.
Give Alexa a round of applause, guys. That was well done. Well done. Well, now, guys, we're going to the part that we're going to get something sweet to eat. We have the cake cutting ceremony with the guys and groom. Alyssa and Keegan, could you come to the cake stand, please? I don't know what the wine had in it, though. I don't know. I got the front. I got it.
Day was a fairy tale, you were the prince. I used to be a damsel in distress. You took me by the hand and you picked me up for 6. Today was a fairy tale. Today was a fairy tale. Today was a fairy tale. I wore a dress, you wore a dark gray t-shirt. You told me I was pretty when I looked like a mess. Today was a fairy tale. Time slows down whenever you're alive.
Yeah.
Can you feel this magic in the air? It must have been the way you kissed me. Fell in love when I saw you standing there. It must have been the rain. Today was a fairy tale. It must have been the way. Today was a fairy tale. Today was a fairy tale. You got a smile, takes me to another planet. And every move you make, everything you say is right. Today was a fairy tale.
Guys, come now. We could do better than that. Give them a round of applause. So without further ado, I want to bring the man of the hour here to give us his speech on behalf of him and his wife. His wife, guys. Could we please stand as we welcome Mr. Keegan Kumar? Support him.
All right. Good evening, everyone. First of all, I don't know what else to say because I think everybody else did such a great job so far. So I just want to say thank you to all our speakers. Could we give them a round of applause, please? Well, I kind of lost for words. So I think I'll just going to say, basically, I would just like to take this opportunity to really say thank you to everybody. It really means a lot to both my wife and I. First time actually saying that. Have to get used to it. Yes, so on behalf of my wife and I, thank you all for coming. People who are here, people who came from far away, people who are joining us online. Your presence really made today special for both Alyssa and I want to just say that we really appreciate it. A lot of people contributed to today. I just want to say that your contributions did not go unnoticed. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for making today so memorable and so special. I can't list everybody by name, but I will try my best to say just to say a few words about some people I think definitely need to be mentioned. I would like to, first of all, say thank you to my in-laws. Right? Thank you for always welcoming me to you, for whom I have never once felt like an outsider when I visit here. So thank you for hosting us today, and thank you for welcoming me to your family. I would like to thank my mom and my brother for their patience and understanding over the last few days. I know it wasn't easy, but thank you for everything. Thanks to Kimberly, Wendell, Auntie Neela, Auntie Sandra, and Sharda. Just for the support and stuff that you have given to me over the years. I also need to say thank you to Debbie and Christy, who have gone above and beyond for the last few days. I think they definitely need a round of applause. Right. To my friends, thank you for always being there for me. I don't know what I would have done without most of you. So, thank you. Right. So, two people that we need to say thank you to are Nigel and Anela. So, if Nigel and Anela could please stand, show us who you are, Nigel. While let's sit down together. So, for those of you who don't know, these two people are the reason why we are all here today. They conspired to set Alyssa up with me many years ago. So Nigel and Anela, thank you. You have made me a very happy man. Right. So Alyssa, I think Rihanna and Shivani and everybody else did such a great job summarizing who you are as a person. You mean the world to me. And I just hope that, I could live up to your expectations. And I will try to do that for the rest of my life. Right? So, without further ado, thank you all. And I would just like to say, again, thanks for coming. And to love life and happily ever after. Thank you. Oh, and thanks to Riyadh for being a good MC. He was the first choice, so.
Guys, could we give them a round of applause, please? As people say, love is lovely. I just want to end with one quote that I have on my phone. This has been said over and over and over. One last thing, how to make the marriage work, guys. Communicate. Be honest with each other. Be there for one another. leave the past in the past. Don't bring up any old arguments. There are things you won't be happy, and that's okay. Appreciate each other and become and stay best friends and forgive quickly. So guys, that brings us to the end of the reception, and you all can come and take photos with the bride. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Get them, Reggie. Show them what we used to.